Welcome to the channel, folks. I am Rogue Dubs. Today, we're going to be getting you all caught up on the latest from the new update that was announced coming out on July 4th, next Friday, as of this recording. We're going to be looking at mostly this X account, Muso Abyss. It's a Japanese account, but you can use the translate version. I can't read Japanese, and for the purpose of the audience, I'm going to translate it. So, that being said, we'll be relying on that and also the Koei Tecmo America, Europe, and Koei Tecmo Japan X pages, as well as the Our Dynasty Warriors subreddit and my Discord community. If you're in all five of those communities, if you're following all five of those places, you're going to be up to date on Warriors Abyss. That's the one thing to take away from today's video. Those are the places you can go to get the updates. So, with that being said, we're going to get everybody caught up on what we've learned about the new update, and then my thoughts on those updates. So, first thing here was from Hirata, who is the producer of the game. Based on the feedback received from the survey, we're planning various adjustments for the next update. Starting today, we'll introduce one of the adjustments each day for a total of 6 days. There's 6 total adjustments. And then they just say, follow this space for more updates. So just keep in mind, this X channel, which will be linked in the description, of course, is where you can go for the latest on Warriors Abyss. The first adjustment was to the power seal. They say power, they mean vigor, they mean the vigor seal. Attack range of the normal attack / shot will be expanded, and the damage will be increased. So they're talking about the capstone skill for vigor, where those waves of damage come out when you have 18 vigor. The way we know that for sure is this is Kenshin Uesugi at the bottom in the screenshot. He is the character that's the easiest to get that with because he gets bonus vigor emblems. So they're increasing the damage and the range. Will it be usable? I don't know. I feel like it'll still be kind of not as great for bosses, but this next point makes it a little interesting. The attack power increase for attack power boost 1 through 3 will be enhanced. Right now it's 5, 20, and 50% at 2, 8, and 12 vigor. So if they enhance those, if they double all of them, that'd be crazy. I don't know if they'll do that, but we'll definitely make vigor worth taking. If you recall, it was in the D tier on the tier list. It'll probably move up a little bit with this update. So let's see what's next to be adjusted. So next, the skill emblem, a new all attribute power enhancement that increases all attribute attack power by plus 50% will be added. Existing skills will be adjusted to be acquired earlier or consolidated into a single stage. So this all attribute enhancement, I think it's replacing all attributes applied on attacks. I could be wrong. This 14 level might be all attributes applied. I'm not sure about that. But regardless, the all attribute power enhancement is really, really crazy for 2 elements in particular. Those being Bolt with the Ginchio Tachibana plus Lubu combination, and Wind with the Machao plus Zhangfei combination. Those boosting each other, of course, increasing the attribute power and then causing more damage to the people that are inflicted by those status afflictions. So the other emblems, of course, also have someone that buffs attribute damage. Ice has Sao P, Flame has Young Yukimura Sanada, and Slay has Gan Ning. But those do not have another character that greatly enhances the damage taken. Flame has Tadakatsu Honda, but I don't think that the increase of the flame damage is enough to think that it's powerful enough to deal with Goma, for instance. I mean, it'd be something, but it's not enough. So we're just talking about Bolt and Wind getting a huge buff with this change. So next up was Speed, interestingly. So they skipped over Strength. So I guess they're not going to touch Strength. They think it's fine. Whatever. It's their game. Maybe there'll be some changes to it anyway, but the Speed emblem, the damage probability nullification effect is added, and it nullifies enemy attacks at a certain probability. existing skills adjusted and combined, which they will do for several. I believe they'll do that for several different trees. So free movement is not gone. It's on 14. So I think maybe 14 will be now the original capstone for a couple of these trees. I don't know if that'll be the case for all of them, but at least for some of them. The nullification is interesting to me. It adds a level of RNG to the runs. I'm not sure how I feel about that. It's a different design angle. Speed, though, has been heavily incentivized, as we will see when we look at the characters that have been added to the update, which is coming. But I wanted to get through these initial adjustments first before we talk about the characters. Next up, quite exciting, adjustments of the heirlooms are adjusted. The ones that are rarely used will make them more user-friendly, and new effects are added to some of them. So these three, credit to Dorcas Mutton, he actually posted the translations of these, so we know what they actually say. Compass will give you the bonus portal effect, regardless of taking a hit or not, but they took out the experience bonus and replaced it with plus 10 rerolls. I think it's a fine change. Getting more rerolls is nice. You don't really get that anywhere else. I liked the experience bonus. I took Compass all the time. I'm surprised some people don't like Compass. I personally loved it, but I understand, the reason for the change. Having more rerolls will be very helpful. Trying to get these super powerful unique tactics online that we'll talk about soon. But so Compass is the first one changed. Green Bag Book keeps that plus 50% healing and loses the max health loss and gains a 10% heal when you activate a symbol, which is really nice, kind of a mini version of the Okuni 8-gate gold lock build that I created, sort of. I mean, I made a video about it. I don't think I created it, but I thought of it independently and made a video explaining that that's how I beat Traversal 6. So very strong treasure for Traversal 6. I think it's very much in a better place with this. I mean, you don't get a debuff anymore, so that's really nice. Last one is the Imperial Seal. It now gives you a 30% assemble charge when you take damage. It keeps the thing where you get 5 danger zones after taking, which is fine. It's great, by the way. I mean, danger zones are fine. They help us level up more, so we're good with that. The 30% assemble charging is actually quite nice. I was shading it a little bit early, but I think it's actually a pretty good change. I'm excited about that. I think it'll be good for Chosokobe builds, which is every build, to be honest, where you have 100% bonus attack during assemble. So I am excited for that change. This is the one I'm the most excited about personally. The Great King Cauldron has been updated. When you defeat the warrior bosses, either one of them or both of them, if you're on Traversal 5 or 6, you get an automatic King Cauldron, which is awesome. I wish they would add one, guaranteed earlier. That would feel much better. But this is nice to have. You no longer have those effects those runs where you have nothing to spend your Tears of Blood on, which feels terrible. They also took out the scaling difficulty where there'll be less heroes at King Cauldron, which is a great change. I mean, it was a needless difficulty add, in my opinion. I'm glad they did that. It's a good quality of life change. It's only a good thing, in my opinion. Taking out that loss of 2 heroes when you ascend in Traversal is really, really annoying. So my favorite change is this one. More simple one here. Crystal Saplings adjusted. You'll always see a crystal sapling after bosses, which is great. It felt so bad when you finish a boss and you see it's Karma Embers or Peach Tree or Tears of Blood, because you're like, I need characters. I don't need this stuff, And you have no choice either. You can't choose what you want, so it feels really bad. So that's a great change. And they're also going to tweak the RNG so you don't see the same hero over and over again when you're re-rolling, which is very frustrating. If you play this game, you know that when you re-roll, a lot of the time you end up seeing the same people over and over again, and it gets old for sure. So I'm glad they're changing that too. That'll be a great change. And finally, we have the update from earlier today, that the update coming out on July 4th. will include Ryu Hayabusa, Ayane, Momiji, and Rachel with some nostalgic background music, they've also said, and a new mode, various new features. That's crazy. So let's take a look at the video. I'm going to do some tactical pauses so we can look at the new heroes here. So first is Ayane, her summon skill Flash Kunai, a new summon skill. Unleash Kunai that explode on impact. It scales with number of summoned shots and range. Very interesting. Unique tactic is Mugen Tension style. Increase attack by 50% for heroes with the speed emblem. You need 5 Slay, 3 Shinobi for that. There's a ton of Shinobi now in the game. That won't be too hard to find, I don't think. She starts as Shinobi with Slay. That's great. Independent Flower of War. Awesome. Those have a lot of effects to help scale her attack when you're using her. Very nice. More Grace is awesome to help enable Okuni. That's also great. 50% attack increase for speed characters is really nice. There's a couple speed characters that don't have very good access to attack scaling. Suma Zhao comes to mind for that. So them having access to that is going to be awesome. Yue Jin, Exodia just keeps getting better, doesn't it? Anyway, a couple more things to notice here with this update. Mutton also pointed this out to me. So we see there's 5 characters in this Crystal Sapling. Takatora Todo can do this. If you have Takatora Todo and you have T-Caddy, you get 5 characters. But is it possible they've changed it where there'll be 4 characters now per Crystal Sapling instead of just 4? Maybe. Very interesting there. Also, I'm noticing that the number of rerolls is 18 when the one starting now is 15. So maybe they are going to increase the number of rerolls in a upgrade you can get in the Hall of Bonded Souls. I'd be interested to see if that's something. I think it's likely, given that, or they just give themselves more for this particular feature. So, but Ayane overall looks like a good character to have for her unique tactic, and she's also going to be pretty strong, I think, based on her starting cards, not knowing her moveset. Who's next? Next is Rachel, the fan favorite. Heavy machine gun. She gets her unique tactic there. Unleash several bolts ahead of you. They have scaling with summon shots, range, and duration. Awesome. And then her unique tactic is crazy. Increased that by 100% for heroes with the Might emblem. You need 10 Vigor to do it and 5 Might. There are 10 Might characters, though. They are Zuchu, Dian Wei, Huang Gai, Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, Guan Yinping, Lu Bu, Ming Huo, Kai, Okuni, and now Rachel would make 11. So very much something that's a lot easier to pull off than Mature Yukimura Sana, especially if you get Zhang Fei in there, or, because he has 2. That'd be really nice. You get Shimazu as well. He'll help you along. He doesn't have Might, but he'll help you getting to 10 Vigor. Independent Brave General Flower of War, awesome. And Might, those are all great. This character is going to be insane, I believe, just based on what you can do with her as far as scaling her damage. Again, without knowing her moveset, but looks like this could be a new meta with Might characters for sure. You're going to want this. And honestly, too, I mean, it might be worth having it just to scale, Lu Bu's summon skill. If you have Lu Bu in your party in a Bolt build, grab this and grab Diao Chan. That's 200% attack, man. I mean, that's crazy. So let's look at the next one here. Momiji.
What did he say?
Has Heaven Song Bow, all 3 different scaling options. Looses an arrow that bounces off objects and deals flame damage. Sounds like Dazzling Bullets to me. Very, very cool. Her unique tactic, Heaven Breaker. This is awesome. It increases attack by 5% for every speed emblem, which would which would be the speed scaling attack, like Shotai, Dian Wei, Kobayakawa, Lu Su, and Motonori Mori. So this means you don't have to go for Mori to get a 5% attack bonus. This is the only other 5% attack bonus now in the game, so speed is very much incentivized, like I was saying earlier. So that's pretty crazy. She's got independent Master Archer, Shinobi, Flower of War, and Grace. Once again, shaking my head at Master Archer. It does help, level up her or upgrade her summon skill, but it has no other support otherwise. That's what makes me think that we could see additional characters in this update. I think it's possible. The Atelier update had 3 characters, and we thought we were just getting Ryza, and we got 3. So maybe that we load this up on July 4th and we see Lianxia and Pengde. Maybe. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'd say it's at least possible. So that's Miji. She has speed and burn, or speed and flame. Has a lot of good stuff to level her up. Mostly independent and Flower of War. More Grace is always nice. Let's move on. Here he is, the cover art, the poster boy, Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden. So a little background on Ninja Gaiden. It's, if you don't know, it's a action game known for being notoriously difficult. The director of the game, when the testers first played the game, they said it was too hard, so he got upset and he made it more difficult. And from that point, it's become known for being very hard. It was Dark Souls before Dark Souls, basically. My experience with it was I got one of the games on the original Xbox, I forget which one, and I unlocked the difficulty where when you die too much, you get a little flower that blooms out of your head, and it's way easier. And my 10-year-old ego could not handle that, so we returned Ninja Gaiden. So I loved watching one of my friends who was a god gamer play it. He was very adept, hit all the dodge rolls, beat all the bosses, beat all the games, loved the games. So I'm familiar with the games from him, but myself did not play them. But Ryu Hayabusa is really cool. Warriors Orochi, could take him or leave him, to be honest. I mean, he's fine. I usually didn't get a lot of mileage out of him. I put him on my team and be like, okay, I don't really see what the point is, but there's a few things here that make me think this is going to be different this time. So his summon skill, Art of the Inferno, unleash a flame projectile that explodes after flying off existence. That sounds crazy to me. You also need 10 Vigor to upgrade it, which makes me think it's going to be really strong. It scales off of all 3 sources from number, amount, range, and duration. So that's really cool. And then his unique tactic, Dragon Ninja, increases speed and attack speed by 15% for the player hero. A 15% attack speed and attack speed is really good. I am not sure that every character is going to be able to fit this in. I think it's good. I think it's going to be fun. But I don't know if you're going to need it on characters that are sufficiently fast. Characters that have good enough attack speed. Because the attack speed is the thing that's really what you're really looking for. The speed is nice, but it's a bit of an investment. You do need 7 Shinobi, but he has 3 Shinobi, which is really funny. And then independent, Brave General makes sense. His emblems, Vigor, Skill, and 2 Speed make me think that he's going to be an uber character on the level of Ryu Hayabusa and MYS. Let's take a look at what they are showing off in the video for these 4 characters, and see what they chose to show us. Okay. I love the black slashes that he does here. That's really, really cool. Looks like he's very fast. I love the slam. Muso covers a big area. That looks so good. Good speed, good range. Wow. Okay, Muso looks good too. Okay. Very nice. Muso looks crazy. And Momiji looks like very similar to Long to me as far as the weapon goes. Muso looks great. The Muso on all 4 of them looks really, really good. This is the ad for the new skins. Cool. Okay, we did see actually. Okay, wanted to go back here. So that was Rachel's skill. Okay, this is Ayane's skill, I believe. Yeah, that's Ayane's skill, the kunai. Let's see if we can see it. Okay, look, it did pretty good damage. Rachel's looks crazy. Look at that. Wow, looks like it's bolt as well. Okay, here's Momiji's. It's dazzling bolts. Sorry to say it. That is Hayabusa's. Wow, it's flame dragons that cover the screen. That is crazy. Here they all are in action, I guess. The boss had no name, which is kind of interesting. I wonder if it was like dev build or something. Here's the costume DLC. There are 2 of them, as per usual, available July 4th. The update will be. So yeah, very interesting, very exciting. So you guys are all caught up now on the update that's coming out on July 4th. For myself, I'm going to be streaming the new characters. I'm planning on recording them at the same time for the videos. So would love to see you there. We're going to be streaming early on July 4th. Very blessed. I will have the day off for American Independence Day. So we will be doing that, playing the new characters, seeing what the new mode is, maybe. Very exciting. Trying to see what different changes have been made to other characters. We think there probably will be a lot of changes. Maybe some extra characters thrown in, who knows? But make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss the new videos. Also, if you want to watch the live stream, follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/roguedubs so you can be there with us for the launch. Experience it for yourself. Going to be a great time. Got some good surprises for you guys coming up for that. It'll be a lot of fun. And make sure you've liked this video if you learned anything from it. Would love it if you give it a like and comment down below your thoughts on the update, your character you're most excited for, who you hope gets sneakily added in if possible. Again, no guarantees on that. I just think it's a possibility. Anyway, that'll do it for this one. I appreciate you guys watching so much. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.